Good morning. As you've already heard, today is a special day in the life of our congregation. It's a day in which we remember one of the saints who lived in our midst for several years and continues to in the way his faith engaged the public arena. Brooks Hayes was a member of Second Baptist Church, a famed and acclaimed Sunday school teacher here at Second Baptist. He was also a U.S. congressman from the state of Arkansas from 1943 to 1959, and he served as the president of the Southern Baptist Convention from 57 to 59. He was known for having a magnanimous spirit. He loved everyone across any spectrum, name the spectrum. He was known as a kind, equitable person. In fact, his wife, Marion, once said that he liked members of her family that she didn't even like. He was an ecumenical. He participated across the religious spectrum, across religious divides. He was a friend to Jewish people, a friend to Muslim folks, and a friend to every branch of the Christian family. In fact, one of his colleagues once called him an ecumaniac because he was so deliberate and intentional about reaching across aisles. Everyone said that Brooks Hayes had an innate ability to speak the truth in love. He could be at once firm but also kind, and was known far and wide for his generous spirit. He passed away in 1981, and we as a church created an award in his honor. You know, when you want to honor someone who's passed away, you have some options. You could build a statue or, dedicate some concrete object, and we do that. Oftentimes, I think we do that so that we don't have to pay attention to those people anymore. We can walk by and pat the statue, but somewhat forget what they stood for. Second created this award because we wanted Brooks Hayes' spirit to live on. We wanted to recognize those who share his spirit, whose faith has made a difference in the public arena, recognizing that the Christian faith is at once very personal, but also very public. Since 1981, we have been recognizing people who embodied the ideals of Brooks Hayes. I wanted very briefly this morning to recognize those who've won the award. Some of these people have passed away. Some of these people are off doing the work for which we honored them and recognized them. So many of them cannot be in this room. But if I mention your name, or if you are a family member of one of these people, I would invite you to stand and be recognized today. Judge Orrin Harris was the first winner of the Brooks Hayes Award. Welcome. Glad you're here. Dr. Foy Valentine, Betty Bumpers, T.B. Maston, Hezekiah Stewart and Dennis Jensen, James Dunn, a mentor of Brent Walker's, Robert Hingson, Bob Bice, Dr. Tom Logue, Buddy Sutton, J. Clark Hensley, Keith Parks, Judge Elsie Jane Roy, David Pryor, Jay Heflin, Dr. Dale Cowling. You guys need to be standing up on this front row. Lewis Red Johnson, Dr. Jimmy Allen, Dale Bumpers, Millard and Linda Fuller, Keith Jackson, Johnny and Sharon Heflin, Dr. Denton Lotz, Jimmy Dorrell, C.C. Mercer, Annie Abrams, and Jim Powell all received it in 2007. Cheryl Allen, I guess she couldn't get here from South Africa. Ben and Lenora Newell. And then last year's recipient, Dr. Charles Kimball. All of these people embody the spirit of Brooks Hayes, and to that end, the spirit of the gospel of Jesus. And we want each of you to know that we continue to honor these people, and their spirit is alive and well in the spirit of our church. Today we want to honor one more person who embodies these ideals. I was recently given a newsletter from the Baptist Joint Committee in March of 2006. The center article in this publication is entitled "Brooks Hayes, a Baptist Treasure." And it is written by a Jewish writer who knew Brooks Hayes well from Washington, D.C. It's a testimony to the kindness and the inclusivity of Brooks Hayes. The Baptist Joint Committee knows Brooks Hayes, and I believe if he were alive today, Brooks Hayes would know all about the Baptist Joint Committee. Can I read you a few quotes before Brent comes forward today? These quotes are from John Leland, a Baptist in Virginia who was in Virginia before Virginia was Virginia. Hear these quotes. "No national church in its organization can be the gospel church. A national church takes in the whole nation and no more, whereas the gospel church takes in no nation, but those who fear God and work righteousness in every nation. The fondness of magistrates to foster Christianity has done it more harm than all the persecutions ever did." Can you hear that in your soul today? Might I read that once more? "The fondness of magistrates to foster Christianity has done it more harm than all the persecutions ever did. Persecution, like a lion, tears the saints to death, but leaves Christianity pure. State establishment of religion, like a bear, hugs the saints, but corrupts Christianity. Finally, government has no more to do with the religious opinions of men than it has with the principles of mathematics. Baptists, from day one, have said we believe in the religious liberty of all people. And the only way to achieve that is through the means of the separation of church and state. There is no better warrior and witness to the separation of church and state than the Baptist Joint Committee and Brent Walker. Brent, can I invite you to come join me on the stage today? Brent is the Executive Director of the Baptist Joint Committee for Religious Liberty. He's both a member of the Supreme Court Bar and an ordained minister. At one time, in the mid-'80s, he was a partner in a law firm in Tampa, Florida, Carlton Fields, in which he left to attend seminary at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky. He earned a Master of Divinity degree there in 1989 and was named the most outstanding graduate. How about that? I didn't know that about you. While he was there, he pastored the Richland Baptist Church in Falmouth, Kentucky. Did I say that right?
Yeah, it does.
Falmouth? It looks like foul mouth.
I know it looks like it.
Falmouth, Kentucky. From there, he taught 10 years as an adjunct professor of law at Georgetown University, and in his conjunction with his work at the Baptist Joint Committee, has also taught at the Baptist Theological Seminary in Richmond, Virginia. He holds degrees from the University of Florida and the Stetson University College of Law. He's married to Nancy, who is a pastor for congregational care at Columbia Baptist Church in Falls Church, Virginia. They have 2 children, Ryan and Layton, and 2 grandchildren. I believe he has pictures if you're interested in seeing his grandchildren. Brent Walker works tirelessly on issues of religious liberty and often sticky wickets of the relationship between church and state. He is level-headed and wise. In fact, when I find myself in difficult situations knowing how I should feel about church-state issues, I often read what Brent and the Baptist Joint Committee writes. They are level-headed and wise, and they have a gracious, peaceful spirit. Yesterday, he made a comment that we should look at religious liberty more like a shield than a sword. And I believe the Baptist Joint Committee and Brent Walker embodies that in their work. So Brent, we want to say today that we're very grateful for you and for your work, and we're honored today to present you with the Brooks Hayes Award.
Thank you so much.
I have Brooks Hayes' autobiography, which I know that you have. But set this up at the Baptist Joint Committee.
It's the Baptist Joint Committee's copy, so this will be...
Well, this is your private copy. Politics is My Parish. Autobiography of Brooks Hayes.
Oh, thank you.
And we have a plaque which reads, the Brooks Hayes Christian Citizenship Award is presented to Brent Walker, 2nd Baptist Church, Little Rock, Arkansas. What does the Lord require of thee but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God? Micah 6:8.
Wow.
Thank you for doing
so
that.
Much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, James.
Appreciate it.